The Russian revolutionary and the political theorist Vladimir Lenin had said once, of all the arts, cinema is the most important for us. In the recent times, cinema in India has been going through a massive change. The big budgeted cinemas walking towards a very old regressive system. On the other hand, a lot of newcomers, new directors, women directors coming to the cinemas, already established actresses becoming the filmmakers and telling their stories. Today we have with us actress Rohini, who started her career as a child artist and ranging from Tamil to Malayalam to Kannada to Telugu and even Hindi films, she has made a wonderful series of journey in the cinema industry. So, we see a surge of big budgeted movies or mythological or historical films that align with a section of the political powerhouses. We have seen it across the language, especially when we talk about the South Indian movies, starting from Telugu to the Tamil to the Malayalam. You know, it's happening. Mythological characters or historical relevance, most of the time distorting the facts and coming up with a narrative that a particular section that was. And you have been in the cinemas for over 3 decades now. How do you look at those changes? How the movie culture has been, changing? How do you see that change?
So it's been always the case.
Hmm.
If you see any movies till now, the popular cinema has only projected, as protagonists or the storyline is always about the people who are doing well or from the majority region religion also. And what were they talking about was about only uh, love stories and stuff like that. So it has always been the case. And there was also another movement where there were movies made about the struggle of a common man or a working class. Predominantly common man's stories were made by some people who did not um, subscribe to this or that. They were these people who were playing it safe, but they wanted to talk about themselves, so they made some movies. Those were the kind of films everybody liked a lot because it spoke about the struggle of a common man, but it never spoke about the struggle of a working class. The working class struggle was only made or spoken about only by people who believed in supporting the working class or fighting for the working class. So that became the idea of the left, people who support the working class and the people who cannot do not have voices. So that has always been the case. It's not as if like
Suddenly
new,
changed.
it
Yeah.
suddenly it has become this. But now what has happened is the trying to change the narrative is happening very 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 consciously, which are made into a humongous budget with humongous
Yeah.
budget. And also the craft is so romanticized craft where you will go and watch the film because it is so good to watch. There are so many beautiful actors, uh, beautiful performances, and music. Everything is so good. And then, as a normal movie goer who do not have any, preferences, also they go to watch a good made, well made, crafted, well crafted film. So they have also taken the good craft, um, exciting craft, if I may say, exciting screenplays, where a screenplay's main work is to engage the audience and take you through the story. So the audience is actually watching a story which is engaging with them. They want to know what happened next, what happened next, what happened next.
That adrenal rush.
The rush is there. So that area has been taken along with good budgets and good expenditure and good locations and everything with all that. But the idea is to promote something which has been always been promoted, but now with a very very another intention that whatever we are feeding you is the truth. They may say it is not it is not real story, but they will say it is based on real
The real
incidents.
stories.
So this is like, people will know, okay, they have fictionalized the story of the family or whatever has happened, but what happened, they are giving us the truth. So people are made to believe that this is the
This
truth.
is the
That
truth,
is
yeah.
very dangerous. If you want to depict something, you do not use real footage in your
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
but you also say that it is it's not true story, but you also take real footage and place it in the film, is very very dangerous thing which is happening.
Right.
So in that way, I think the popular cinema, the popular filmmakers, some of the filmmakers have gone into that area of work, where they are awarded, all their movies are awarded,
Yeah.
irrespective of what is the kind of movie and talent we are, they are actually discrediting. So that is really sad.
So, this is also a time when more and more women are coming to the cinema in the back end or the technical work or in the cinema. But isn't also true that in when it comes to the movie storytelling, the liberated women are from particular class or the caste. They are the liberated or the ideal, or the portrayal of the feminist woman or the liberated woman are from the particular sections. Adding to that, I mean, we have also seen several ally male or progressive filmmakers, those who have been also making some progressive movies and talking the real stories, or maybe at least trying to portray the real struggles of the women. It's their voice and we are lip syncing. uh, you know how do you see that? I mean,
Yeah,
these two are
see, these
contradictory.
are the things we have started talking now. First of all, there was no attempt to make a movie about what a female goes through. Second, and whenever a female director comes forward to make a film, it is termed as a feminist movie or a woman director film, women centric film. But now the attempt to blur the line is happening. But like you said, uh, a man's idea of a liberated woman is totally different from the reality. A liberated woman can sit in a place where she's selling fruits or selling vegetables, but she still can be politically aware of what is happening to her. Is what is the reality. So that reality is not reflected in a man's perspective, because it's always been, the craft has been always shown from the eyes of a man's gaze. Even if a man is talking about a woman, the gaze, the eye of the camera is only of a man's gaze. So it can only see what it feels inside, or what they are exposed to. But there is a deliberate moving away from this kind of thing, where there is this uh, one male filmmaker also goes into a position, goes into a place where he addresses this consciously. What is the gaze I have, what is my camera is made to look at. So there are but very few. I can only count one or two, like Geo Baby, or a man who made this movie called Thappad, or very recently I saw a movie in Telugu called Girlfriend. I don't know if you have watched.
Yeah, I have seen.
Rahul Ravindra, people like that. But there is this, they are all our children. So mind you, like, we were talking and they heard. They heard us. Like Geo Baby must have heard us talking about it. And he must have made a decision as a filmmaker, when I make a movie, this is what I need to take, into consideration. But every filmmaker has to have this consideration. If I am making a male centric film, I will not rip off a shirt of the male actor so to expose or gratify the female gaze. I will never do that,
Yeah.
because I know, I have gone through what it feels to be exploited that way. Because a male is never exploited that way. He is not able to understand. He is not able to position himself there. Because we have been exploited that way from our childhood. We have gone through all that, the looks, the touch, or the brush, an accidental brush, or an accidental word. We have experienced
I was just
it.
joking.
I was just joking. I just wanted to know how you will
React to it.
react.
Yeah.
But we know the truth. So because we were facing all that, we do not want to do that to our counterparts. We don't want them to go through what we have gone through. But they have not gone through. So that is the reason why they are not able to. But now, thanks to continuous talking about it, continuous dialogue about it, it's not enough if you talk for us or about us. You talk like us. Otherwise, don't talk.
Yeah. So now coming back to the part one of the question, don't you think the portrayal of such women are only leading to a consumerism?
It is always there.
Yeah.
It's only consumerism.
Yeah.
A female character in a film, a popular film, or even a so-called, movies, parallel cinema also, it is, the woman's body has always been for consumerism. Now we have started, because there are many actors who are saying, no, I can't, I don't want to. There are many directors who cast a slightly heavy actor as main lead. And because they just say that I really like her performance and I feel that she is right for my character, and I cast her. But that is very few directors, but still it is happening now. It has always been there. The consumerism was happening, still happening.
Yeah. You have started from 80s to the 90s as an actor, and then now that you direct, right? So, when you have shifted your roles within the cinema, have you noticed that you are making any conscious effort or the conscious political, decisions that you are taking when you are approaching the cinema as a maker or the creator of it?
See, as a filmmaker, my voice. It's conscious or subconscious or whatever it is, my voice is my voice. And that voice has come to this place where I was searching what my voice was. Uh, I have not been this way when I started in acting in movies. Actually, I started as a child actor, but in Malayalam, I started acting as heroine at my 14th year. But I got educated in life as I was traveling in life. In life, that also happens to be part of my travel. Happened to be in the cinema field, because my work was predominantly this and then also. Then in society, I saw people, I reacted to people, and I learnt about people, and I knew what is happening outside. And so my voice became my voice because of all that happened to me in personal life, all that happened around me, and how I came out and how I see others coming to, fighting for themselves or standing up for themselves. And I still see many people struggling to, okay, this has been my voice. So if I'm making something, my voice will have all the qualities of what I am as an actor. Very, like, when I started talking about for people, filmmakers, I think, have associated me with something to do with standing for people, and they also kept away from me when they wanted me to do something very cliched or whatever. And I'm actually happy because there are many directors who cast me in characters where um, certain things will have to be said, and I am picked for those roles. Very happy for that. And once or twice, without knowing the whole script, I walked into a movie, and then I had to, like, break my with the whole thing and then say, okay, I will treat it very professionally. I finish the film and come out as an actor, but I do not subscribe to the ideas I am going to speak on the screen. But it's not about what an actor feels, it's about what the director wants the actors to, you know project. Yeah. So the conscious selection has happened from the other side
Yeah.
rather than my side, actually.
Okay. When it comes to the acting.
Yeah, when it comes to the acting, it has happened from their side. Like, they did not come to me only when it is such a very, you know, how can I say, steeped in backward thinking and all that. They never came to me.
The push for Hindi and Sanskrit has been a very key project of the ruling party in our country. So, is there any reflection that you have noticed that in the recent films in regional languages where all this continuous, I mean, in Malayalam that happened, or else like Hindi films are produced or directed or created in Kerala, and then they destroyed the language itself, and they just they, I don't know
See,
what else they are doing.
I have one complaint to the Malayalam filmmakers when they used to have Tamil characters. They had always projected them as Pandimar, and they always projected them as villains.
Villains, yeah.
So I think this happens, and now only it's slowly started, changing.
Changing, yeah.
തമിഴ് ആർ നോട്ട് വില്ലൻസ്, പാണ്ടിമാരും നല്ല അറിവുള്ളവർ തന്നെയാണ് എന്നുള്ളത് ഇപ്പോഴാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യമൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ആരാണ് വില്ലൻസ് കിട്ടുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അടുത്ത സ്റ്റേറ്റ്, അടുത്ത കൺട്രി, അതാണ് നമുക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവരൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ ദിസ് ഈസ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ് വൺ, what do you say, consciously they want to attack south, especially Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Maybe Telugu also, but Telugu I don't say that much, maybe Kannada also. But Tamil Nadu and Kerala has really stood,
They have been
again,
upholding it. They have been
upholding the whole.
resisting.
So adu avarku, they have
Those
they
projects
have
are
been, they
happening.
have their eyes on us.
I mean, that is very much visible in the recent films.
Exactly,
that are,
exactly. And
cultural
see, and
exchanges.
also, like, audience are not fools. They are watching such good stuff from Kerala. They are watching such beautiful movies made by Malayalam filmmakers with so much of such small budgets, great ideas, and they make it into great entertainers. So they have respect, even Tamil, that matter. So they have audience know. Actually, audience, people understand it. Don't think that people can be just taken for granted like that. they think people can be taken for granted. People understand what we are doing and what they are doing. Everything is very clear.
Everything is all clear and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
good.
it's very clear.
On one side there is a increased tax and theater and all this ban and censorship is happening, and there is OTT, which used to give, which was considered as a very liberated space for the small film. They can bring it to the
Independent
YouTube
movies.
or anywhere or in the small OTT channels. Now this trend of censoring has begun. The point is that maybe for a filmmaker, he or she can go to the OTT platforms to place his her or movies, but for the masses, the movies, the good movies per se, small budgeted movies, parallel movies, those who are nicely made, and there is a concept to, there is a thought provoking exchanges that can happen. But those movies are going to the OTT.
See, it's all boiling down to how your movie is watched in theaters. Who comes to the theaters? It's all boiling down to that. You need to have a name, or you need to have some kind of entertainment factors. So these two are used by the people,
Big productions.
the big productions, not only big productions, productions with ulterior motive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you see, we are at really in the other end. People with good ideas, people with great revolutionary ideas, do not have stars backing them. So when there is no star backing them, obviously there is no production company, big production company coming to them. Only when there is a star and big production company comes, they can release it in the theaters, they can make it into a movie where, publicize about the film. Because publicity for the movie also is such a huge amount you have to spend these days. Nearly like, 2-3 crores you have to spend these days in Tamil. I don't know about Malayalam. So if a producer cannot cover those expenses with the star cast, the independent filmmaker can give. So he says like, okay, we make a movie and we sell it in OTT. So that is what they are. They have to, at the end of the day, the producer has to make back at least break even. So the breaking even happens at least in OTT for them. And the intention of a filmmaker is to reach more audience. He wants to show it in theaters. He wants to reach the last person who can only come with 40 rupees to watch. Every filmmaker's intention is that his dream is that his movie is watched by everybody.
In
But
theater.
in theater,
Yeah.
first in theater, then in OTT. Not, we don't make movies for OTT. If you ask any filmmaker, unless it is a web series or anything, any filmmaker you ask, where do you want to show your movie? Theater. Theater is our first
Priority.
priority. That is our dream, to be able to sit with the audience and have this collective watching experience. But our hands are tied because we want to talk about progressive matters. We want to talk about something which is boring according to producers. We don't, the producer do not want to come and make a bold film or a film which is talking about issues, and they are saying, oh, people may not come to watch them in theaters. So you add something here, you add something, or you ask one actor to give dates. So a popular actor's dates will ensure a, a great release for a filmmaker. So that is where we are stuck. But we will be thinking like, there's one movie we made about manual scavenging, which is called Witness.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah.
about the same movie.
So that film we made, and we were at least we were able to release it in a OTT platform. After people watched it, they really liked it. They gave us awards to the story and all that. But at least these many people have watched it. These many people have responded to the film. is what we have to, you know, like the recently released Girlfriend speaks about um, an abusive relationship between, you know, a man who subjects a woman to an abusive relationship, and how she at last stands up and says no to that. Okay, and how she says it, and how he tries to uh, you know, shame her in front of everybody, saying you slept with me and you go the, you know, all these things. But that movie needed Rashmika Mandana. Even then we struggled to release the film. Only after the film released in the theaters, everybody started talking, the word of mouth went, and then people started watching the film. So we need a big name to attract audience inside. So if you see now web series and OTT platforms, the same set of people who were having all these formula deciders, no, you need to have a formula. That is this kind of story, this kind of entertainment, this kind of stars. Same guys who went there and they said, now web series also are asking for
The big
stars.
names, the big names. So that is also
That is also now slowly taken over by people like that, because they think like, you know, we need to have a star at least, or otherwise we have to speak about something very titillating, exciting to common man, because they think that, you know, talking about a case against some um, women who got raped, and you know, their fight against injustice is not interesting. The web series people also, OTT platforms also.
you are also aware about what happened to an actress in Kerala. The cinema is the only one industry or the sector which is not formally, organized by the producers maybe, and some form of association or artist groups in, fragmented bits and pieces somewhere here and there. Kerala government also had a discussion to, to develop a welfare board and, further cinema, I mean, industrial rules, and to ensure the minimum wages and the protection for the women and ICC in every cinema sets and all of that. How is Tamil Nadu government is even they are considering to, taking this as an example, this shouldn't happen in our state, in our industry. Are they trying to do something?
We Nadigar Sangam has an ICC committee. I am the chairman, president of the committee. You know. We have actually we had this 4 years ago. Immediately after this happened, and we immediately took cue from this, and then we immediately said, like, you know, we will have one group, and then we used to meet, and then we gave one number and email ID, and they could reach out to us, and they 2-3 times instances they reached out, and we solved the and we taken immediate steps. What this has done is that, like, you know, amongst everyone on the sets, um, it made them feel, first of all, safe. At the same time, for the people who are offenders, they have started taking a back step once. So we see a lot of difference in the way men behave on the sets after this incident, and after what we started talking about, and we said it will be reported, and if it is proven, with definitely ICC committee in Adalla, you will be not allowed to work for 5 years in this industry. So that is what the you know, an open statement we have given to the workers in the Tamil industry. That has been taken very seriously, I think. But before that itself, when all this talk and discussion and everything had started itself, I see a lot of difference in uh, men in the industry. Uh, they also have been checking themselves. They also have been very, very cautious about how to, you know, treat. a woman on the sets. Uh, what has happened, it should not have happened. But these are all the, you know,
Is there any government support for the women
government
filmmakers or
support. We have
something?
not gone to the government, but then I think
No, even them taking any initiative in terms.
I don't think so. But there are ICCs in every sector, like, you know, because I know many friends, advocate friends who are working in areas where women are working, like, you know, any uh, workspace women are involved, they have internal committees happening. I don't think Tamil Nadu government has come out and open and said, like, you know, okay, that kind of thing we did not need, maybe. Till now, we did not have anything. We needed the intervention of, you know.
When we talk about the politics and especially to the artists from the cinema, especially, I mean, maybe we can have more open discussion with the painters or the sculpturists in that matter, or the poet. But when it comes to the cinema, actors or the actresses, they just silence themselves. They say that, you know, we don't want to talk about it, or else, like, you know, I don't know about it. Suddenly they don't know about anything, they just play the dumb card.
I can only talk for myself. It depends on their situation in their lives, I feel. And it also depends on their political views, personal political views. See, not having a political view is also a political view.
Exactly.
Okay. That political view, which says, like, you know, I don't have anything to say, sadly is supporting the others. But they are also not aware of that. Okay. Not voicing your support to the just thing is actually supporting the injustice. They are not aware of it, I feel. When they are aware also, even if some people are aware of this whole thing, is also their personal things are at stake. Like, they must be having some business, a production company, or, you know, their career, or, you know, their children, you know, they think that, you know, the future of their children is dependent on their words. Okay, so they don't want to take chance. Okay, everything depends on what can happen to me.
Yeah.
Because they are also seeing, like you said, there are many raids and false cases and all that. Who's ready to face all that in life, just because you feel that you should have voiced your, you know, opinion? um, as far it is does not happen to me, why should I go there? This is the, you know, trend of everybody. Actually, everybody is very, very selfish. They have to be selfish in a way, but they also have to be somebody for the society, is my opinion. Then again, it is my opinion, right? What is their opinion is, I take care of myself, my family, my children, that's it. So we support that also. Everybody's opinions are supported by us. Even if somebody comes and says, hey, you can't say that, you don't force anybody to come out and talk. If they want to talk, yes, they talk. So those are the kind of things, like, you know, you don't expect everybody to come out and, you know, like I said, you know, they must have done, they must be doing something in their work somewhere. Sporadically they will be doing something, like, you know, a word here and word there. Maybe in their personal space they treat everybody equally. We may never know that, you know. At least if they do that, you know, everybody are equal. Their wife and their children, the girl child and the you know, boy child, and your people who work for you, you treat them equally.
At least
I think at least that we want. Okay, at least that you do. What is in your power,
Yeah. What is
what
in
is
your
your
next-
action, you at least do that. Even if you don't come out and open and stand for the others,
very political
be
in
very
that sense.
political or anything, okay, fine. But what is in your control, you be that person who, you know, treat everybody equally. That is enough, I feel like, you know.
Yes, we have been talking about the, you know, cultural changes that has started from at least 2-3 decades now, and then how it is absorbing into a very majoritarian uh, politics, which is very neo-fascistic in character, and it's consolidating day by day. And cinema is also is one of the biggest tool they have successfully experimented and succeeded in. Do you still consider that cinema is the weapon?
Art is weapon always. Art is definitely is a weapon. One word, one song, one movie, one poem can change
Even in
many
this
things.
authoritarian system.
Yes, I feel that, I can see that, and that is why we are surviving also. And I feel that people are looking for our strength and hoping that, we hope these people fight for us, we hope these people will stand for us. There are people who have said, like, we do not come out and open and, say that we are supporting you, but we know that you are doing the best you can do. So everybody has a way of standing up for people or standing up for whatever is happening now. One person can be in the teaching field or a law or wherever. We as artists, we have this weapon. Definitely, this is a very powerful weapon. Even in a small way, we can make an independent film. We can release it in YouTube. We can release it in OTT channel. We can release, first we have to release it in theater, but release it in theater wherever we can release it. But still, it will find its way, because a truth will always stand for a long time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you
nice
so much.
talking to you.